Alright, welcome to another Apex Legends video, and today we've got me, Brandon from Divine Paradox, along with Holland.
Heyo!
And you guys don't have to worry about his horrible voices today, because today we're just going to go over, do an analysis of the chapter instead of listening to his...
You always say the voices are good.
His horrible
You always hype
voices.
you hype up the voices.
Well, it depends on the video.
Oh, okay, so... You've been lying to my face, because whenever we get off camera, he's like, oh man, those voices, really good. You did spectacular. So it's all coming out now on camera, huh?
No. On camera, I lie about it. Duh. Everyone knows that.
You've told me off camera that the voices are good.
Yeah. You lie on camera and tell the truth off camera.
So now you're lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get started. I'm gonna let you pick it up first.
Before we get into that, guys, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Look at our numbers. They are going up and up. We are here with that Apex content for you. We know you guys love the leaks, so we're going in depth on this chapter 9 that came out yesterday. So if you haven't seen the video, spoiler alert, we're going to be going over that. Go watch yesterday's video. It'll be in the top right corner now. So go watch that and then come back over to us. So now that we've said that, wow. So we start off with Bangalore, and she is contemplating, not necessarily contemplating what to do, because at the end of the last chapter, we saw her say that she's going to go help Loba. And she's saying, I prioritize myself over the mission, I let my emotions get in the way, I put a target on Loba's back, and this is my way of making it right. She feels guilty about basically how she screwed over Loba. She sent Loba out to fend for herself against Revenant.
Well, you can see here that Bangalore now feels bad for what she's done, and being herself, she's got to be super defensive and take care of people and do her job as a soldier to make sure that people don't die on her watch, because then she would feel bad because it'd be her fault. So, you know, just good old Bangalore we all know and love. Just this time we're not hearing anything about a Mozambique.
So now we go on to right in front of Loba. Well, actually to Loba. I know you're there, I can feel you. And Bangalore thinks she's talking to her, but then we see Revenant come out of camouflage. And Revenant's almost 7 feet tall. I never knew that, so it's very interesting to see that there. But then we have this conversation between Revenant and Loba. Revenant, as we know from later on, is completely ignoring Bangalore here because he is aware of her presence. So we see that Loba is actually already prepared for this. She was expecting this, so she's got the turrets that appear. But then Loba and Revenant have this conversation that is obviously the meat of this. So Brandon, go ahead and tell us about that.
Alright, so when we get to this point, we have Revenant and Loba having a one-on-one emotional conversation here. Loba thinks that Revenant's here to kill her. And obviously we all think that because it's Revenant. I mean, come on. What else does he do besides kill people? Apparently hate his life. Because, as you see here, he really wants Loba to kill him. He doesn't want to be alive anymore. He's suffering living in this simulacrum body, and he wants one thing, and that is to die, and he knows Loba's the only one that can do it. And throughout his dialogue here, he reveals that he has no way of harming his own source code, and that he needs Loba to do it, and without Loba's help, he has no way of accomplishing his end goal of finally being put to rest after 313 years of being a robot. And it's kind of sad how much he wants to die here.
We saw in the little trailer they did of whenever Revenant's hardware glitched, and we see him talking about that glitch. Where is it? It is right in here. One piece of programming that didn't fail. I can't remember my source code. But, oh, here we go. Except the program glitch. 300 years of death, of fear, of terror, all rushed back into a single solitary second. And he says every second of his existence is hell. So he must be reliving this constantly. He is still human inside. So he has to be going through this constant torment of just horror. And you do kind of feel sympathetic for him. And you shouldn't. That's the interesting thing. Revenant has done all of these terrible things. He was a hitman even before he became a simulacrum. He's not a good guy, and yet we feel pity just because, the whole argument of the plight of humankind. But we see Loba is just genuinely confused. I find that hard to believe. What else are you good for? You'll come back. You'll always come back. How stupid do you think I am? What are you talking about? It's all questions. And then whenever she finally doesn't ask a question, it's, you're afraid. And she is completely lacking this understanding. Then boom, more questions. She doesn't understand. You don't want me to kill you. You want me to euthanize you. And we see later on, we'll skip to the end just a little bit here, and she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know if she even wants her revenge anymore, because then she would be helping him. And that is what seems like it might be the last thing that Loba wants to do. Because by helping him, she accomplishes her goal, but at what cost? She also accomplishes Revenant. You have to... It's such an interesting dilemma and situation that Loba is put into. Would you rather help your enemy if it means fulfilling your own goal?
Yeah, see, she's kind of put in a spot here where, is it better for her and Revenant together to live in misery and suffer for the rest of their lives just to get back at each other? Or should she finally put him to rest so that she can get her revenge, but knowing that in doing that, she did the one thing he's been wanting to happen all these years? We got a lot going on here in Loba's mind that I think is going to carry into Chapter 6 about how she's going to go about this and whether we're going to see Revenant die or if we're going to see them team up at some point.
We have a really interesting dichotomy between Revenant being the Dominio, which is right up here. Let's get started with Dominio. But then Revenant calls her his savior. So we have these, like quote-unquote biblical, spiritual, religious terms of a savior and a demon. And seeing them being forced to work together, that's always one of my favorite things concerning archetypes, is seeing the stereotypically bad guy and the stereotypically good guy have to work together, seeing the angel and demon have to work together, Satan and God, etc., etc. In any form of media, I always love seeing the interactions between them. And this is one of those examples where we see this interaction. We can't call Loba good necessarily, but in terms of this, and we can't say bad because there's a whole argument, what is good and bad in this universe, but we have these terms and we have to analyze them for what they are. And it's beautiful seeing that savior versus demon idea. It's just, if you have any appreciation for literature, that really rings deep.
So then we get to, after they've had their long back and forth talking about this, you see that Revenant is now saying goodbye, tells her that he's ready to hear whenever Hammond sends the coordinates. He's ready to finally end this. And then after he leaves, Bangalore now jumps into the conversation, reveals herself to Loba, and they're now doing their conversation back and forth.
There is actually two interesting things. Bangalore doesn't reveal as much. I mean, she drops to the ground, but Revenant straight up exposes her. See you on the field, soldier, and the not even the first half snipers on Everwatch. But then we have, if you look at this, missed your shot, you could have taken out the quote-unquote bad guy. And Bangalore is saying, get back to me when you know who that is. They don't even know that Revenant, they can't be sure that they think Revenant is a bad guy anymore. They don't understand what to think, because it goes back to the what is good and what is bad. And I think it's awesome that even Loba is questioning the bad guy, and Bangalore can't help but to agree.
It's got the whole thing of, you can tell that this Revenant is, kind of not exactly aligned as evil like the beta Revenant is that, took over the world and killed everyone. You can tell he's too far gone. This one is still at that point to where he can turn around and change how he is and not be the horrible monster that kills everyone.
I don't know if I would say that. I don't think it's a redemption arc by any means. I think he's still bad, but I think he's pitiful. We feel bad for him and we just want to put him out of his misery. I don't think that this Revenant will ever be what we would consider a good guy.
No,
by any means.
We're not saying good guy. We're just saying not the horrible monster he could be.
Okay.
I think he's more of like an anti-hero in this plane that is doing, kind of morally ambiguous things and just really doesn't care about what side he's on as much.
As long as he gets his own goals accomplished.
Yeah.
Okay. So, moving down, we see the conversation between Bangalore and Gibby. And basically, they finished up, they got the faceplate. And you're not going to believe what this thing actually is. Get back here. They have finished completing Ash. So now we know that for the epilogue, Ash might play a part in that. And you guys already know that we have the epilogue, so be prepared for that next Tuesday, where we will go over all of that in depth, read it out to you guys. So make sure you're here for that. But they have finished the faceplate. They have Ash, and Hammond is gonna go on with their next plan. They're gonna send over the coordinates, and those coordinates might be where the season 6 map happens. So Loba's gonna have the location of the source code. They're gonna be able to go finish off Revenant, which will likely be what the quest or season 6 story is all about. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, I think season 6 is going to have some really good story coming in with its quest line, and you guys know we're going to be here to show you all of that as well. And we're getting super into this. I hope you guys are too. And honestly, I can't wait for this season to be over so we can get to the next one already.
With all that said, Brandon, go ahead and take us out.
All right. So you guys already know this is the whole thing. You gotta subscribe. You gotta hit the notification bell. Like the video. Make sure you leave a comment. We want to talk to you guys about this. We've had quite a few people who have been really into the lore with us, and we've been going back and forth with, because we like talking about it just like you guys do. So go ahead and leave a comment. Talk to us about all that. And with that, Holland, you can finish it up.
Guys, we love our audience. We love our fans. We love talking to you guys. So make sure to be a part of the community. And with that, have a good day.